Welcome, everybody. It's good to have you all here. For all of you who are seeing this later on the Patreon at any level that you're at and on the YouTube, you are about to watch, well, for everybody else, the highlights of the conversation with myself and Renee and Jaime Jessup about the project that we are working on, Rainbow Bridge, to be shot in Portland, ideally this spring, assuming everything comes together. So, to begin, right off the bat, I'm Curtis Andersen, and you are members of our Patreon, if you are. Otherwise, you're watching this on YouTube. And of course, you probably know my wife, Renee. Renee, would you please introduce yourself?
Well, I think you just introduced me. So I am Renee, Renee Bordelon. I'm Curtis's wife and also part of this wonderful production happening.
And of course, we have our creator and our writer, Jaime Jessup. Jaime, could you tell the people a little bit about who you are, why you're in a car, and what's going on?
Yeah, sure. First and foremost, I am safe. I'm not saying this under duress. I'm Jaime. Hey guys, I'm the writer and good buddies with Curtis and Renee, and really excited to get the ball rolling on this. I'm in a car because, in addition to being a working writer in Los Angeles, that means we have to have a lot of other jobs too. So currently, my bread and butter job is stilt walking and tarot card reading, not at the same time yet. And right now I am a rent-a-witch outside of a witch bar in Buena Park, and I will be putting on witchy makeup as we speak because they requested my presence and I get to go tell people their future, but it's comedy tarot, so there are no bad fortunes.
If you are in the Buena Park area and you're near the Cauldron and Jaime is doing a thing, highly recommend it. It's very funny. It's a lot of fun. And the Cauldron's a fun bar.
It is, yeah, and I took all the scary cards out, so totally safe. If you're a recovering Catholic, no sweat, I got you.
So, as many of you know, if you're already visiting the Patreon or you follow us on the Instagrams or the YouTube channel, basically everywhere that we're broadcasting ourselves, Renee and I are very focused right now on being able to become functioning entertainment professionals again, and trying to take advantage of the new world that is establishing itself right now as traditional studio systems and traditional financing and the things that everybody's been used to as the status quo that is Hollywood is flipped upside, turned upside down, and has become essentially meaningless for anybody outside of those with multi-million-dollar development deals, or direct access to studio financing, which is a shrinking number of people as is. The other day we were just talking about the fact that even Steven Spielberg is having a problem getting a check right now. The money just isn't there in the traditional way that things have worked for the last 40 something years. So one of the things that we wanted to do is create something that we could do at a minimal budget with a small crew in places where we have access and the ability to get talent. It's punk rock filmmaking in that we are going to do it ourselves no matter what. If somebody comes along and says, I've got a whole bunch of money for you, I'm not going to say no. But I'm also not going to wait for somebody to give us permission to be able to tell stories. It's irresponsible. It doesn't follow the integrity of what Renee and I set out to do 15 years ago that somehow we've managed to skirt around and not maintain. And I feel like in this particular political environment, if we aren't telling authentic stories that we believe in the first place, then we are doing a disservice to the audience that is going to ingest that material. there is so much, and we're seeing it every day. There is so much talk about the equivalent of fast fashion for entertainment, things that are generated, uh, even let's ignore AI completely, even without the threat of AI. The number of stories that are being regurgitated, regenerated, revisited, and not necessarily with any care is only growing as things go on. And I don't know about you, but I've always appreciated enjoying the things that I watch, and it's getting harder and harder to find things that I can enjoy because fewer things are being made with heart. Even bad things can be made with heart. Bad movies are so bad they're good because somebody believed in them at one point and that you can see the blood, sweat, and tears that are in them. So
Velocipaster.
thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like unironically.
No, absolutely. That is a
Yeah.
fantastic movie because it's a hilarious story. The writing's great. The actors understood the assignment. Like the love and passion that went into it, and you can tell it's just made by a bunch of friends, goofing off together. But I think if they'd had better equipment, better sound, more time, and actual budget, might have lost some of its charm. But honestly, it's a standalone, fantastic investment of your time. And I want to see stories like that. I want to see stories from the heart. I want to see stories that are funny, stories that are true, stories that are impactful, rather than these like hyper palatable microwave dinner stories that are like, what will appeal to the broadest audience? What's a franchise they've heard of before? I cannot fathom why Disney spent like, what it was, like $108 million on the new Snow White,
Mm,
and it
mm.
just tanked. Like, you don't need $108 million. It's Snow White. I don't understand. I don't understand. And then Five Nights at Freddy's 2, 37 million, and they're just gonna rake it in. We don't have an existing franchise here, but we do have something that is such a universal element to people who have ever loved an animal, to people that take care of older parents, to people that have immigrated or love those who do. I think we've got all the elements that are more impactful than a pre-existing franchise because they're relatable person to person rather than consumer to product.
Absolutely. And feeding right into that, I think it's probably time to just take a look at the pitch deck for the project you're all here to see in the first place, Rainbow Bridge. Welcome to Rainbow Bridge. Rainbow Bridge is a procedural drama. It is going to be built around the idea that these are smaller, digestible episodes. So, not necessarily vertical, although we will worry about distribution when the time comes. In the meantime, we are telling small, compact, efficient stories. And when we look at Rainbow Bridge, here is the log line. I will read it to you so that if you're listening to this as an audio, then you will know what's going on. When veterinary euthanasia specialist Dr. Leticia Letty Gonzalez is given the opportunity to exact vigilante justice on violent men who hurt women, she's all in, especially when she sees how profitable murder can be. Supporting her ailing mother's nursing home fees, even on a vet's salary, is much more manageable with her new side hustle. However, Letty's also developing feelings for the only man she's been able to trust, the cop who's looking into the mysterious deaths of the men in the city. Can Letty find a way to open her heart and risk getting caught, or will she sacrifice the man she loves to save her mother and the network of women depending on her?
I'd watch that.
Right? The bigger synopsis kind of opens up some of the more detailed elements of what we hope to do as we get more episodes of this show. Rainbow Bridge follows Dr. Leticia Gonzalez, I will fix that, who, with her mother, escaped a violent past as the daughter of a cartel leader. Letty and her mother immigrate to Portland as Letty becomes a veterinarian in-home pet euthanasia specialist because she's more comfortable with animals and death than people and life. While assisting a dying pit bull at the home of a woman clearly being abused, Dr. Letter follows the abuser to a bar and secretly squirts her heart-stopping chemical cocktail into his drink. The bewildered wife storms into Letty's office the next morning, demanding to know if Letty killed her husband because if you did, I have more for you. This is Letty's introduction into the secret underground network called the Neighborhood Watch, a group of women who know where to find and how to get to every abusive, evil man of the Pacific Northwest. From garden variety cheaters to neo-Nazis, these ladies have all the tea, and their tea is poison. The Watch will pay Letty to take out these bad dogs, and the new side hustle is particularly tempting because Letty's mother must live in a memory care facility, and the expenses are mounting. This is a cross between Barry from Barry and Dexter from Dexter. Dr. Letty hits the jackpot when she's contracted as the Portland Police Bureau's K-9 veterinary service provider, but runs into a problem when the K-9 human liaison, Detective James Coates, is a kind, warm, animal-loving man. And worst of all, Detective Coates has recently been reassigned to the homicide unit as a rash of mysterious murders have been popping up amongst the known criminal population. Does James really love Letty? Is he just playing a game to catch her in the act? Will Letty let the Neighborhood Watch keep pushing her moral code further over the edge to save her mom? Can she learn to trust herself in this new dog-eat-dog world that's too reminiscent of the violent past she thought she'd escaped? That's the drama. And one of the things about the show that I think is really appealing to people as we've talked about it is the fact that the themes are extraordinarily poignant at this point in time. We're looking at justice, we're looking at morality, and we're looking at abuse and how it is, how all of those things are approached, seen, and dealt with across different segments of society.
Also,
As
healthcare costs.
absolutely, absolutely. This show explores how far we go also into gaslighting ourselves, into believing that what we're doing is right, even when deep down we've got that gnawing feeling that maybe it's not the right thing to do, but it feels like we should think it's the right thing to do because it's getting a result we want. And like the light side of the force and the dark side of the force, the dark side of the force is easy and gets things done, but it also makes you ugly. And sometimes doing bad things for good reasons isn't a good enough reason to do things. Any thoughts on this, Renee or Jamie, before I continue forward?
Yeah, I love that we're talking about healthcare. I love that we're talking about immigration. I love that we're talking about ignoring senior citizens. I love that we're talking about which police can be trusted. I love that we're talking about reporting domestic violence versus this is just part of a cultural thing, stay out of it. I love that we're talking about what our obligation is to our parents. We're talking about euthanasia itself. Like when you said, does it feel right to do this? Is this okay? I mean, you could have been talking about when we have a beloved animal that may need a last bit of kindness from us on its way over the Rainbow Bridge, or the neo-Nazi next door who needs a little bit of kindness from us as we kick his ass.
Right.
So it's tough to be a people, and it's really hard to be a people well. And I'd like to figure that out along the season with Letty and with you guys.
I think it's a really neat way to explore a lot of heavy, dark things that are a part of life and our world now, and some things that have been a part of our world forever.
Tone and style wise, if we were doing this on a network, this would be a procedural drama in the vein of something like Law and Order, or really more something, even though we mentioned Dexter, I think there is also a bit of a lean toward like first season Grey's Anatomy. There is a certain amount of personalities are going to help carry this show, especially because we're doing smaller segments. You're going to see that we have prototype cast in the next slide that is name talent. And if the gods and money decides to show up for that, sweet, that's going to be great. In the meantime, they are the prototype for the kinds of people that we will want to cast, that carry a certain personality that will help carry the show. And so high drama, high stakes, all of the things that make especially short segment media easy to consume, things that'll keep you engaged, and if you're watching on your phone, you won't flip to Instagram. Another big deal for this for me is I wanted something that we could shoot here in Portland, and this particular program works really well with the city of Portland. Portland is a little big city. It's a major metropolitan area. It has hundreds of thousands of people, but I can go into different neighborhoods in the city and I know people everywhere we go. There isn't a spot in Portland where you can really be 100% anonymous, because everybody can know everybody. So a group like the Neighborhood Watch, who are keeping tabs on the bad eggs of the city, could 100% exist here in this city. Also, even though we've gotten a lot of press for our ICE facility, you don't hear a lot about the specifics of what's going on in Portland. We have phenomenal, glamorous, like things you would expect to see in New York or Los Angeles happening here. And we also have those seedy back corners of certain parts of the city where dark corners can hide dark deeds. It's a really unique space, and being able to take a look at it from its highest heights to its lowest lows, and the people that inhabit all of those different strata of the city, I'm really, really excited about. It's such an untapped storytelling location. And to be honest, the tax incentives to shoot here are just phenomenal. So if we do end up getting a real budget, we will be able to put the money on screen, and we won't have to just spend it on bric-a-brac and those pesky things like lights and studio space.
Portland is atmospheric and so, I think, so heavy feeling. Like there's that like cloak around the city, like a little bubble. It's very noir in its own way, and I think we've seen Los Angeles a million times. And originally, this story was set in LA because that's where I live, and right, But visiting you, Curtis, and seeing like the kind of neighborhoods and driving through, and I'm like, oh, this is a big, small, spooky town. Remember I told you it just felt haunted?
Yeah.
That's what I want to see in every show we watch that's set in LA or New York or Sydney or Toronto as LA. Like, we've seen it 1,000 times, but like, haven't seen too much of Portland. And no. I think showing that different side, and also showing the good parts too, not just showing the seedy underbelly, but like, Portland used to be a pirate hub. Like, there are legit like human trafficking, smuggling tunnels from the 1800s underground, and like,
which is a phenomenal tour, by the way, if you get a chance to take it. Yes,
absolutely. And those are most definitely going to be showing up in the seasons ahead. Like, I want to incorporate all of these amazing locations, so I know what we will save in taxes. We can splurge on gussying up the town. It's going to be an amazing place to shoot.
Let's take a look at our prototypes here. So for Letty, we are looking at
Angelique Cabral.
Thank you very much. I have it written down here, and my brain just won't actually read it.
I love her. Grief. She's great.
I know her. She's great.
So Angelique is actually primarily known for her comedy roles. Mm-hmm. And this would be a departure for her, but she is an animal lover. in the roles that she has had, even with her comedy, she has always had to carry a certain amount of a motherly role, and there's always been a sense of care in the characters that she has played, and it's kind of ingrained here. And I think that part of the reason why she is a good prototype for this character is that the natural humor that she has will help soften some of the, let's face it, we are making a show that is featuring a vigilante that murders people. That is the direct, like, that is the draw of the program. So it cannot be a psychopath who is pulling
No,
that off. We
no,
need to feel like we can relate to her, and we need to understand why she's doing it, and we need to feel for her
yeah,
in the fact that she's doing it.
yeah,
And so, Jamie, that you this one was your pick.
yep.
What drew other than what I just listed off? What drew you to Angelique?
I have spent a lot of time with her and her children. Been very lucky to be around when she's got her kids, and she is so warm and friendly. But when like the slightest thing is like, oh, my child needs something, you see that like just kind of snap into, and I'm like, oh my God, this woman would like just to just make sure you can feel how fiercely she loves her kids. And the way we've talked about animals together, I know she feels the same way about her critters. And I have a pet theory. Um, Angelique is close friends with someone who plays a superhero. And when you are close friends and you get to watch your buddy do all these cool things and this dark, edgy, sexy, gritty, kind of, badass with a heart of gold, like, I know when my friends do something cool, I'm like, that looks amazing. And she's so perfect for that. And oh, I would love a chance to do that too. And I'm just wondering if, because these two are besties, if Angelique wouldn't like to take a crack at a role like that and see how she fits in the role. Not a superhero, unless we're talking like Batman without the budget, you know? I love a good vigilante story, and I think she's got a heart of steel inside a heart of gold, and I can see her absolutely playing every facet of the gem we'd need her to be. She's perfect.
So, in addition to all of the serious things that we're going to be covering, we've got our comic relief, which is the receptionist at the veterinary office that Letty runs. That's Carrie, and our prototype for this is Daniela Monet. Daniela Monet is a former Nickelodeon Justice. Victorious. That's the one. Victoria Justice. That's what's in my head. And iCarly star. And she is also a massive pet lover, and funny, So yeah, this was another one of your picks, and you know more about Daniela than I do, Jamie. So what's up with Jamie as Carrie, the bubbly, bright receptionist who is a counterbalance to Letty's gloom?
Carrie's not a clown, but like we said in the Starbucks order, she knows your Starbucks order, but more importantly knows when you need it. Like, she's gonna be the empath to Letty's hard ass. Like, she's gonna be kind of like Letty's the yin to the yang, the Jiminy Cricket, if you will. And Carrie is not Mimi from the Drew Carey Show. She's not Chandler. She's not a yakka schmacka punchline, but she is exactly like Daniela is in real life and on her social media, just a really positive, upbeat, caring person, the kind of person that staffs at a vet tech or certainly a lot of veterinary offices that I've been to with my pets over the years. I think it's important to have that grounding balance when Letty starts to spiral off too hard into her dark side. We all need a friend that keeps us grounded, and Carrie and Daniela seem like that exact perfect kind of balance for somebody that's maybe gets a little too in her own head sometimes.
I am particularly partial to the next character in our showcase here. The character of Maria, who is our first I don't want to say victim, uh, beneficiary of Letty's justice.
There it is.
Yeah, yeah, is ideally going to be played by Miss Renee Bordelon of the Patreon in the first place, and she will also be the introduction and our initial look into the mysterious group that is the Neighborhood Watch. So there are spoilers that I can't reveal that make it a good reason why I can't wait for you to do this. I think the only way that I can say this is Renee has wait, I'm going to make sure that my head is featured when we do this.
Phrasing.
Renee has an innate ability to go from tears to death rage. And so I am really excited for people to get a chance to see her as someone who is scared and sad and mourning the loss of her pet friend, but also the vengeance minded and once she sees what's possible, almost a little bloodthirsty person who gets Letty into the thick of the Neighborhood Watch and starts presenting the possible victims to Letty for review and possible extermination. I'm just really excited to see you do that, Renee.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it, but I want other people to see it too.
I
So,
just
yeah.
know you're a phenomenal actress, and you are beautiful to watch on a screen. You've got that kind of, ooh, I am interested in what this face is doing. I can see your mind working behind your eyes, and you've got such a great talent for that. And I'm thrilled to have you as such a complex character.
Well, I appreciate that. That is too kind.
Now, instead of just embarrassing Renee more, I'm going to move on to our next character.
I also love how you look right now, Jimmy.
Oh,
Amazing.
this whole thing. Just wait until I put on my crown of human teeth.
Well, that's going to change it. But right now, you're also giving a bit of like a Sunset Boulevard-y kind of like.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
pretty
That-
slick.
that definitely changes it.
Yes, I'm ready for my spooky close-up.
Yes, I love it.
Thanks, babe.
This is a stock image of Veronica, who is Letty's mom. This is her mom that helped her escape from the cartel and moved her as far away from Mexico as she could, which was Portland, Oregon. She put over 2,000 miles between her and the country of her birth. We don't have this cast yet. We don't know who we're looking at. We don't know who the prototype is going to be for this yet. But she will be a woman in her 60s, and she will carry a weight that is her, long suffering under that cartel husband. And we also have to see her as she suffers under America's current healthcare, which ain't great unless you can pay for it, which Letty suddenly can, which is that justification that makes it all worth it. And then we look at our final regular, who we'll see on the show on a regular basis, which is why they're called regulars in the first place, Officer James Coates, who originally oversees the Portland Police Bureau's Canine Division, but then passes his detective exam, and the first case he gets put on is the mysterious deaths of men across the city. I have used an image of director and actor Francisco Garcia. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know that. I have not approached him. I haven't talked to him at all about it. But when I was looking at the character and what we see for him in the future, Francisco is the perfect prototype because he is soft-spoken and unassuming, but there is a decisiveness. And part of what makes him a good director is he is always well thought out about what he's doing in action and what he's doing in emotion. So it, oddly enough, it would make him a wonderful detective in real life because it is so well thought out. And when you look at that face, I
Got a
mean, you can see it.
smolder.
You can see it. There is a
Yeah, I like
smolder.
it.
And then the rest of the first episodes, folks, are Mateo, who is Letty's cartel father. That will be in flashback. We will see the violence that Letty was exposed to when she was a child, which helps push her into the idea that maybe taking out abusers isn't such a bad idea. Daniel is Maria's abusive husband. We get a lot of him in that first episode and then nothing because he dies.
Wait,
I
wait,
don't think that's a spoiler.
you told everybody.
I don't think that's a spoiler.
Come
I'm
on.
going to go ahead and say it's not a spoiler.
We were going to call it Rainbow Bridge, the story of Daniel.
Right.
Ruined it.
And then the Neighborhood Watch is the cabal of women who clearly I forgot to change the slide enough. I did this late last night and forgot to change it to Overlooked Women in Portland because that is where we will be. But that the Neighborhood Watch is going to be a wonderful way to be able to add in different guest stars for the show, because we'll be able to fill that with different personalities and folks, especially well-known folks around the city. This is a chance to be able to bring people in without having them overcommit. They can participate as much as they want, and have them kind of help build the story of why this group of women came together in the first place. Getting too deep into that would be a spoiler, so I'm not going to get too deep into that.
I'm excited that we're moving to Portland because originally it was kind of like the Bruja network of like the Mexicanas, the abuelas and the tias, the aunties and the grandmas in LA. When you say overlooked women in Los Angeles, that's every woman over 30. But if you have this story moved to Portland, not only do we have like all the wonderful immigrant populations there, but we also get a huge indigenous population and their mythologies and what's important to them and the revenge spirits and what they feel is right and ethical. Like we can really dip into so much richness with the lore there and cast some amazing people. So I'm really looking forward to a huge collaboration with something that we would not have here in LA.
That completes the pitch deck as it stands right now. Now, normally, if I were pitching this to a network at this point, I would have a Bible breakdown of different episodes. I would have a basic, at least top sheet of what we expected our budget to be. But that's not what we're doing here. Again, we are making things outside of the norm. And if you put a gun to my head and said that we need to make this tomorrow, I could do that with the equipment that is here in this office behind me, with the people that we have access to right away. I don't want to do that. I would like to be able to spend more time, and ideally we will get bigger financing. Those of you who are participating on Patreon, your funds are directly working to make this happen. Just know that. This is going directly into what we're doing for this production. So it's a much simpler brass tacks. Here are the important details pitch deck. But as far as today's presentation, we have reached the end. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching this. If, as you're watching this, in the future, you have any questions or anything like that, if you are a member of the Patreon, you can always contact us directly. We've got that message line open. We respond to all comments, and if you are seeing this on the YouTubes, direct message or comment below. And if you're seeing something about this on the Instagrams, then please don't hesitate to DM or comment. If I don't like what you say, I'll just delete it, but I will at least read it. So, any parting thoughts, Miss Renee?
I am just pleased to be a part of the things that we're trying to bring to light here. I kind of feel, I was thinking tonight that I feel like, what would my position be here? And I kind of feel like, first I was like, I'm like the midwife that helps, but that's actually more you, Curtis. So I'm actually like the nurse assisting the midwife to birthing these stories.
Does that make me a sperm donor?
It makes you the mother.
Oh, this got so weird. I love it.
You could also be the sperm donor.
Actually, you're kind of both.
Kind of both.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it worked for Jurassic Park.
We'll
Yeah.
see how this goes. We'll see if this makes the edit. But
I'm just happy to be here to assist in bringing these stories to life. I think I'm excited to make things and to just be doing them in whatever way we're able to with what we have now, where we are, kind of a thing. Do what you can with what you have, where you are, that kind of thing, in a very creative way.
Jamie, any final thoughts for you?
I agree. We said let's make it for 30,000. Let's make it for 30. Let's just make it, and let's make it the best we possibly can. And this is us fighting for the quality and proliferation of something we believe in. And I thank you guys for your eyeballs. I thank you for your earballs. I thank you for just the balls in general to make some art in this environment. It is so easy to just lay down and tell yourself you'll wait. You'll wait till it's the right time. You'll wait till the environment gets better. You'll wait till the wildfires stop. You'll wait till it's a new regime. But if you wait, that time may never come. You got to take the time you have.
For real. For real. All right, y'all. Jamie, get out there and do that gig. Thank you so much, Renee, for joining us today. All right, party people, thank you very much, and we will see you all again later.
Bye.